examples we'll have in Valorant today. Again, we saw those tiny pieces in terms of preparation and knowing what Gambit we're going to do. The set piece on short with Nats. So this here is concerned. Envy need to be back to aggression. Good start. Yay, perfect example. Going to find Rek'Sai.
Yeah, I actually love how Envy play this map, personally. I think you can see it here, and it's a great example. Thanks, Envy. You make it look real good. Shadows and Defo, I don't know what they're going to do with this one. That spike's not really committed anywhere just yet either. It looks like he's going to go for that ceiling eventually, and yes, Shados has been able to put himself in a decent enough spot. But yeah, they'll jump peeking. Not going to let it happen. Just those right clicks. Got to keep the movement pretty critical. And there it is, yeah, at the end. Envy with a belting start, and again, this should be, I feel like, a clean Envy victory here.
I think so too. The key thing is can they maintain? Can they kind of sustain this pace and this tempo throughout the entirety of this half?
Yeah.
If ever we want to give the benefit to starting halves, Gambit are on defense, so we can.
You're trying.
I'm trying desperately.
You found like 3 things that maybe could work when we're seeing.
The death segment was so fascinating, and you know there were so many talking points about exactly what we were going to. No, okay, right. Well, let's see what happens. I'm here for it.
We're here for the ride. Maybe there is method to the madness. Maybe Redgar's going to hit a couple of nice shots. Could help. Now keep in mind the purchase back here from Envy isn't, you know, the best thing in the world. It's still going to be missing some odds and ends. So there's still potential here. As Chronicles just killed Yay. 4v3.
What Gambit are doing? They're literally just death balling. There's 3 members here. Marv, gotta be aware of actually the counter peek comes through. Yeah,
he's low.
Away from that.
He has to respect it because he's the only one with any sort of semblance of a rifle, be it a bulldog or not. And FNS down to 40 as well.
This is huge.
This has become really possible now. Crash is trying to get him, but oh god, Crashes is dead. I guess if it works. It works. However, they still need to get past FNS and Marv. Flash comes in, they were waiting for that to come through. Still a bit of utility that Marv can utilize, but Shadows actually thread the needle. I think he's a little further ahead than Marv expected. And now Red Guy into a 1v1. He's on 2 HP. No way it's going to happen. FNS keeps us sane here for now.
One survives.
Yep.
And actually, on the flip side of that conversation we just had, what did Gambit do, and is that sustainable over the entirety of their defensive half? Do we keep seeing weird rounds like this, walking mid? Again, we know Envy rely heavily on FNS to control that grass area outside double doors on the back of the turret. So whether or not FNS is able to single-handedly stop some of these weird rounds from Gambit, we'll have to wait and see.
It just feels like a whole sentence of just wait and see what happens.
We'll have to wait and see counter up on screen for Haven.
Yeah, maybe just weird as a word counter. Also very enjoyable. And Redguard just being punished so quickly. Victor, way too sharp for that. FNS doing what he does best. Threading that needle. He will be in the most annoying position to deal with as he's slowly creeping up. Way ahead of expectation, but Defo still checks it with good intent. So now 1-for-1 trade out. Spike is now leaning towards that A side, but again, it is Nats here. And he's quite the player, quite good at this. That's quite a nice sight to be holding with a Cypher, so to really enjoy that. Now, the Spike is once again working through sewer. We have Marved backside of mid. Crashy's pushing up deep ahead of where Chronicle may expect. It's still a great peek. Still clears it just fine. The camera awaits. It's been caught off. Okay, so Nats now has to depend a little on the rifle in his hand.
They found my wire.
How much more can he get out of this? Apparently he doesn't need to. Chronicle's there with him. And now Marv presented a 1v4. This is just so out of the ordinary. Nats drops down, takes off his head. And Gambit with 4 alive win their first buy.
Yeah, and look to Nats to do what we've just seen there. Again, allow the rest of Gambit to go hunting. Again, the early round doesn't exactly go in their favor, but perfect example here where Nats will literally be in his spy camp from the second that spawn barrier drops and just in position to relay that information when it comes through. Actually going to see Defo over this side.
What's the buy like for Envy off this?
There's marshals. Yay and Marv have marshals. So whether or not they can find an entry here. Crash is actually very quickly going to tuck himself into sewers. Yeah, no. 2 members to defend. Chronicle has to swing in mid here, and Ye will be gifted an entry.
And Marv's found one too.
Of course.
Of course, the Marshals often win out against the rifles. In anyone's hands, quite the heavy investment. Of course, once again, sarcasm coming in droves at this point. Nats is, however, posted up on long, so...
Oh! Okay.
Yeah, right click saying working now.
Yeah.
Okay, and the ult comes through. He's going to be challenged on long, though. He's got to be careful on this if they decide to swing through, but they want to push towards CT. He's found the spike. Now, there is a player on the other side, that being Marved. Quite tricky to clear this, though, with that Marshal.
One enemy remaining.
Catch crashes as well, and Nats will find his third. Again, nice little setup there. Difficult to dig him out, but I think if anyone was in a position to, the fact that the cage pops and Victor isn't necessarily inside of that audio cue was coming anyway if Victor decided to move or swing on anything else, so you had to gamble on that. Gambit will tie things up to a piece now. Purchase comes through. Look at the ultimates. Crashy's the only one missing his. And yeah, you got that operator online as well.
Yeah, plenty to bring out this time for Envy on the other side. Rifles. And a timeout. A late timeout call as well. What's the discussion at 2-2?
How's everyone feeling? Did you wish you picked anything else? Anything you guys want to do in the next round? Where should we push?
I guess there is, as you said, there is something to be said about when you're so used to playing within a certain meta and kind of punishing certain aspects, when that adjusts, it does put you out of your comfort zone as well.
Especially with something that's so visible with Gambit, right? You can really, really anticipate the pace of Gambit, what they're going to do, the early round setting up, and just trying to, you know, that information gathering. Here, it's like you got to throw all that. You're basically playing a different team.
Yeah.
And a weird comp on top of that. So
exactly.
For a team to completely switch up and play totally out of character actually it throws that preparation factor out the window. I mean, you can come in and say, yes, 2-0 on Haven, but how much actual data is there for Envy to go, okay, well, what can we learn from what they've done previously here?
Yeah, but obviously that is always counteracted and counterbalanced with, I'd say, additional weight that Envy across the board are better at this map.
And actually, FNS is a key component of that, right?
Absolutely.
We talked about his ability to find a read on certain rounds, his grasp on the overall kind of timings and that rotation factor, which is always prominent on Haven, but what happens there? Actually, Defo and Redgar looking to get a little aggro on long.
Switch up as well, that B site now being controlled by Nats, and as you
He's in his
highlighted, of course he is. Where else would he be? Why would he be anywhere else? And we actually have the Sky leaning over too, so quite the stack out here. Now, Nats was actually towards this in that prior round. Ult comes in, and the reply from Brim. So it's a lovely denial of this, but there is also a walk up towards B, and that's where the spike is. So yes, the pick is on A long, but keep your eyes on B and keep your eyes on Nats. How much is... He knows they're holding the angle. He still tries to swing it. Crashy's just better right now. And a pop flash for Shados turns in perfectly, but he can't double down. Marved with an excellent trade, keeping such numbers favorable towards Envy here. Defo, yeah, he's been noted. Red like a book. And Marv, what a way to confirm it. That could have been dangerous. It just wasn't.
And a great example of what Envy were trying to achieve on the first map, that push and pull, right? Ye stays on long to, yes, secure the lockdown. They know the orbital strike's coming through, but they're so proactive in the first 3 or 4 seconds of that lockdown. They're already moving. They're already pushing towards B. The Seekers come out, and actually, Nat's in that kind of anchor position. He's completely isolated because they know, yes, he's on site, probably sat in his camera, and he's probably going to try and play off a cage. Now, yes, he has kind of a split-second decision to make. That swing there's nobody in position to get there quick enough. So that's why he solo challenges in that scenario.
You want to fight it?
Early divide. We see all the ults being worked through, but do you expect Redgar walking mid? I don't know. 29 HP and chased down by FNS trying to close that gap, but Defo with a big punish on the top side of B. He even predicts that Ye would be trying to be near that headshot angle, but Ye's still better. But Nats, I mean, they thought there could be a chance. Did he spot Ye then? I don't know if he did. The timing is going to be interesting. But keep in mind that Crashies is still watching this. Crashies is super aware that that was left open. There was a little bit of a window of opportunity, but now Chronicle fancies a go. Well, Nat's tried his best. I'll see if I can do one better. And Shados towards CT with a jumping up shot towards Marved.
And now, all on Chronicle. Try and find something. Spike will be planted completely unopposed. Again, the reason we see crashes in that scenario, he's got the Hunter's Fury. He wants to be kind of that final post-plant contingency for them. Now we'll regroup on site. Again, Envy want to try and keep 3 up here.
Enemy
Going to
down.
happen though. Chronicle will find 1 on the way in. Okay, with the counter speed. So, well cleaned up.
And then let's switch this into long-term conversation, right? We talk about a best of 5, and we'll say it again, the word marathon gets thrown around a lot, and it is, but this is a really good confidence booster, or it should be, for Envy. This is going to keep them right back on track if they just go through the motions. We know they can. Every single one of their players starts to have a good time of it. Gambit, I feel like they've already somewhat adjusted their expectations here. Let's see if we can do something a little out of the blue. Let's see if we can do something weird here. Because if we played this in our traditional style, if we came out with, you know, maybe a mirror comp, whatever, it wouldn't have worked. This is not their map that they play to this extent. So again, they're going to try and get away with it. But Envy should, by all accounts, have a clean map. So that to them will be a massive boost to the mental game for them. After having a very close map 1, a loss in OT, this is a really good way to stabilize and go forward at a 1-1.
I was almost saying, actually, Chronicle would trade some shots back and forward. That's bang on the money with that, doing a fair bit of damage, but actually the heal will come through from Victor.
That's okay.
Actually, Seekers will be invested here on the side of Gambit. Crashes planted, Nats gets a headshot, but no follow-up here.
What? Where's the call?
Marked.
Hello? Hello?
What?
How has Chronicle just got 3 kills
He's
as
30
well?
HP.
And Victor's in so much trouble. He was the original player that Nats had heard, but Victor gets himself towards B, can pick up the spike, but look at the positioning and the adjustment from Chronicle. He slipped through Garage, gone all the way back around to B, can confirm, well, he's not on site right now, so he's going to have to have picked up the spike and try to maybe lean towards C, because he can't get towards A. It's that kind of process of elimination, but a pause for thought here. They need to try and work out each other's positioning. He will have his flash up in 15 seconds. Nats has now cleared
30
A.
seconds
This is where it
left.
gets a bit scary if they have to clean those kind of connectors between B and that A site, but they'll work their way through and it will eliminate all these other areas that could have contained Victor. Now, he's going to have his flash back up. He's got 15 seconds. This could be incredibly smart. If he can get this pick. He hasn't got the time for it.
10 seconds left.
5 more seconds,
One
or
enemy
just
remaining.
a bullet. Chronicle cresting the corner, a little surprised at that. I thought he was going to just play towards CT. Flash comes in, doesn't catch Nats. That's a huge information gathering moment that just went astray. Victor's flash just went a little too deep, had no idea Nats was there.
The timing there for Nats to actually be out of line of sight of that flash. Again, it just, you're right, turned that second corner in spawn. What an insane round, though.
Okay.
Okay, how did he follow up on that? Oh, okay.
10
Chronicle's
seconds left.
looking absolutely deadly today. I mean, actually, yeah, I think Nats is the perfect response there. Is like, yeah, okay, I'm not flashed, I'm counted, but he's going to have no
I'm gonna have
idea
to keep
this
going.
swing's coming.
Yep. That's dreamy. That's something you get gifted, and that round felt so out of nowhere. Because, yeah, Nats' position was the kind of critical piece that I was kind of interested in. Because he got that flank, but didn't quite get the denial in the end. He got the tag, but no follow-up. But then, hey, Chronicle's right there with him. So, I mean, why not? Hop early of the ult, crashies. Not getting too much, and a counter roll as well towards C-Long, but they're already up. They're already in the face with Chronicle. He's there! He's found one in a second! The third! Chronicle! What an animal for Gambit right now, leaving Envy in tatters. As what are you meant to do with this one? Crashy's trying to do something, find an isolated player towards Garage, but the net's closing in, and Redgar's got him. Chronicle, if this is him finding his footing here, I'm all aboard. Show me what you got, buddy.
That is beautiful. The orbital strike, again, pushes them out. Nats actually challenges here to try and find something on the way in. But again, it completely splits Envy in half. And Chronicle makes the most of that final 2 seconds of the ult being there, breaking line of sight. Nobody else can push up to trade. Really, really great uses of the orbital strike.
They've broken the money. They're down to, I think they've got 1 rifle, 1 bulldog, yeah. 2 frenzies and a marshal. Not a bad purchase in the hands of Envy, to be fair.
Mid.
Against like, potentially a weird buy. Yeah. Have a go. Ooh. Backs off from it. Devo has to respect that. Even if it is just a marshal in Ye's hands, that thing will find what it needs, but a walk up middle 3 players. Marv just got punished so badly. Redgar, oh my word, the bait and switch. Chronicle was right by his side, but crashies. somehow brings us back to a 3v3. I thought there was no way, but Nats is right there, and FNS just has to hold his nerve, get that spike down, do what he can for the side, caught in the heels, and now Nats is going to close that gap. Ye knows pressure is coming. Nats now swings it, Ye denies it. And a 1v2, ults come online, the Flash still knows he's in towards headshot, but he finds Defo, he's gone again, oh, Ye, he's switched to the other side, what does Shados do? No Flash, no nothing, it's just the gun at his side right now, and Ye is gonna, oh, he's made a miss, he's made a fumble, but he's still got a chance at this, he's trying to buy the time, Ye!
No way.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man, Ye is just about keeping Envy in the lead here. What a weird round. Can we just,
what a weird map so far. It's just... I got nothing for you. I got
through this. So when you have a Marshall in a 1v3, how do you win that?
I'm absolutely... Again, initially Gambit like, yeah, let's just run it down, charge him down. He's got a Marshall, right? He can't kill us all. Nats with that kind of, again, ahead of the curve that swing just at the end of the cage. Nobody else has got line of sight. Nobody else can comfortably swing and trade that. But I guess if it works, again, we talk about replicating the success, right? And how sustainable it is. Can we do that every round?
I mean, Gambit are also pushing the extremity, so let's see what we make. Victor's making a dash like, hold on, that's weird and I don't like it. I'm going to head somewhere else. I'm going to look towards A. You guys are making good progress. I'll come over here. Now, there is a big problem at the back of the side, but Ye's got the timing just right, but Ye spots another. Now, Defo has to respect it too, because Ye is on a tear right now. Seekers go down and they can confirm the site is ours. We're okay for now. Maybe that flank getting them a little bit worried after a while, after meeting two players pushing up C long, but we're in the post plant. As it stands, Envy in good positions.
An awful lot here to fight back in with on the side of Gambit, but the Empress will be popped, a flash through, Aaliyah to kind of layer that blind as well.
They're just feeling out these positions. They know one's graffiti, they know one's hell, but they can't break it down. This is such a strong crossfire until then. Shados and Defo hold on, a 1v2 not gonna happen. Envy stamping their authority now, looking a little bit more comfortable with a slight lead.
2 rounds separate them, and Chronicle again, 13 and 8. He's having a really good start to Haven in this first half here, but Gambit going to be forced just Sheriffs to throw at this one, and SMG actually on the side of Shados and Chronicle. Orbital Strike available once again. Envy here looking to, definitely looking to convert this one, but these are the rounds where Gambit have been the most slippery, right? Where things have got the weirdest out of any of them, so see if Gambit try and pull something again.
They're walking sewer this time. Double stack with pressure from Nats coming through on Garage. Hulk going to kind of force them around in towards this sort of peak. The Red Guard's going to pick up. This is still really well choreographed. And keep in mind, the Chronicle is going to now get a little closer. Do they know the Chronicle is here? He looks a little damaged up, but Nats just got FNS and he's pushing their spawn. Nats is pushing in their spawn against someone with an AWP. You know what? Fair enough. 3 players now working around the back lines. Gambit have put a lot into this. And then on the other side, just one trying to hold it down. Ye seems all but too aware. Punishing Nats for this, knowing there's going to be another target, but where is he? What's he up to? It's a frenzy and it's making me uncomfortable. Brimmy's on the way. Chronicle's coming over with now a rifle in hand. So a little bit more threat to this, and Ye now knows 2 targets. Pressure comes in from Ye! Get out of here! This guy is living up to that name. And now Ye again, now there's 2 players on the other side. Does he just see the pixel? Out of place, he's still holding the smoke. They come through at the same time! Beautiful. And it's a shutdown! Ye is the devil incarnate right now. You can't get past him.
But look how hard it is for Envy to actually close that round out. Gambit are pushing them to their absolute limit on the back of Sheriffs.
Yep.
And pushing mid, walking sewers. It's so weird, and at this point...
Okay.
Why did we get that one in the highlights? And actually, after Shadows did so well to find one on the way in, actually back through Garage, but I'm absolutely blown away by Gambit. It's so difficult for Envy to learn anything from these rounds, right? To get any sort of feel for, you know, the typical setup, and every round is different here. This literally looks like a pug. Gambit are literally just playing strat roulette.
Sometimes it works. That's the thing. It's just throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
Get out of my way.
And Envy, as you said, they're trying to do their best to maintain it, but how do you adjust for this? We've seen Nats playing just about everyone on this map, be it B, be it Garage, be it A. He's been on C a couple of times. We've seen a couple of players just occasionally walking mid, the double stack sewer. There's so many weird looks that Gambit are like, we can try it. We're not meant to win this traditionally. Why not throw the book out the window and come back in with something completely unheard of? Space taken. Safe plant should be coming in. Redgar can't really deny that.
Spike planted.
And Marved sitting deep towards window.
Actually, the Lear is perfect timing. It just makes Marv consider somebody's pushing here. Crashes will find Shados elsewhere, but Marv now needs to find one of them, and it'll be Defo first. The second comes for free. Redgar will fall. Envy close out 8-4.
Okay, 8-4. It's a good half, but I'm telling you, some of those rounds were just twisted. So out of the ordinary, and you know what? We're a little blown away by it. I'm sure the desk is as well. Let's not waste time. Let's head down there. How are you guys doing? Because we're in Pete. I think the elevation of Ye set them up so well, and as they say on the desk, confidence should now be brimming.
See what Gambit's response is on their attack. Straight away going to force at least one player, Victor, off of front of B, and that's his back towards Link. But look at the bodies coming through. What?
And Nats has caught the flank.
Of course he has.
To perfection. Now, there is a great trade, though. Crashy still does well to find that and cleanly. Keeps himself at 100 HP, but now receives a little parting gift of a tag there. Down to 54, and now the numbers are starting to look almost insurmountable as Marv presented a 1v3 Redgar on the long way around as well. And the crossfire, excuse me Marv, that's one and that's sharp. 58 HP still stands. One left, one right. Can't get Defo. Gambit, get round one.
The Gambit just go all out here and just, I guess, do what they did on defense, just run it down?
Yes. Yes. Because
I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
If, as we, I think we highlight this before, if they play in a more traditional manner, they are nowhere near pound for pound up to Envy's caliber in this. You've got to do something so different. You have to play outside of the norms. You've got to push the boundaries and the limits and just try and do something. And that puts so little pressure on you as well, because you're a map to the good anyway. You've got so much more freedom to go, screw it, if we lose it, we were meant to anyway. If we win it, they could be in bits. So we go back in and the buy, well, nothing too surprising. Classics and just the Marshall. So this should be a run over. Bit of a 3-2 split towards the A side. There are players here, and there are right clicks. So Envy are quite good at those, so there it is. Okay. Defo's done well there on the site, and good progress, right?
Well, that's it. Spike down, Victor will go walk about into a Yay, the Marshall, but damage done already, 48 HP left on him, will be flashed away. Gambit just foaming at the mouth, hunting him down here. They don't fall, but go for the trade. 3 survived, 3 weapons carried across here. And with the way the first 2 rounds have gone, dare I say it, Gambit have got a good opportunity for another fast hit and make the most of these SMGs. See if there's any adjustment on the side of Envy, or any way that they want to try and address this, at least in the early round. So looking here, again, Gambit will stack up. Spike actually not committed this time around, unless Chronicle will retrieve it here, but...
I think I'm just hesitant to believe, right? I go by stats, I go by what we know, and we live within those means, because it's a dream for a commentator, right? We sit here and we go, oh, but imagine it working, and it never does. It never does. Maybe Gambit can do something that would surprise us all. So early in the second half, though. Redgar going to be in problems now, but I'm going to actually commit to this too. Excuse me? Defo and Shados find a Yace and a bit of a... It's not perfect, but it's a good enough trade. He's kept this round in check because that was about to fall away, but it's only 2. A 2v3 post-plant, 2 rifles recovered.
Take flight.
This is unthinkable, unimaginable.
Yeah, he's drifting towards long as well. There's a trap wire there, so they will know about this flank if it comes through. At least Nats is close enough to find or hear the sound cue, but they will deal with it anyway. Nats in cubby now. He's got to dig him out.
He's not gonna. Nats, he's just off the leash. Gambit, how are you doing this? This is 8-7. I'm all aboard the crazy train now. Let's go. Let's go. I've got my ticket. I'm there. Like,
we're here for the ride. we are absolute passengers here.
There's no way. And I imagine all the kind of, the real kind of, I guess, thinking mans out there, the people who love poring over the more strategic elements and the considerations that come with this. This game is something that is so bizarre and out of the norm. I can't wait to hear all their thoughts. I'm sure Sean is losing his mind. Plat chat are in pieces. But, I mean, they like Gambit, so they should be right. They've broken the money. This should be 8-8.
Should be. Yeah, you're going to make a play for the Blade Storm. He's only one away there, but will be dealt with. An opening creative. Victor, the next line of defense for Envy.
I've got
Stuck
your
into
trail.
sewers here, and actually will go creeping forwards just ahead of Nats, but it's on the back of the Seekers being popped, and Nats will swing on the second. Crashes will fall.
Remaining.
Defo in position to find FNS.
We're in a simulation. It has to be. This is what Anders was talking about all those years. This isn't real life. This is something else. 8-8, clean.
That's the fastest 4 rounds of any half I think I've ever casted.
Okay,
That was absolutely ridiculous.
It's a Prime Gaming flawless. And it was just like, yep,
Enemy
okay,
down.
well, there's going to be him on long. Cool.
One enemy remaining.
I'll just swing towards CT. Yeah, got it. Got it.
Flawless. Just like the posture.
And you know this has got to be frustrating because you've come up with plans that have taken down the prior reigning champions. This was your key map, and now you're being pushed by a Brimstone and some absolute madness.
And Redgar on Arena.
Redgar on Arena, but of course, and there he goes, just going to take control here. Ye's like, okay, here it comes. Op still in hand though, and Redgar's going to start working forward. He's got support here, he's not alone, but FNS, really good way to levy the pressure coming up. But a good trade again for Nats, but the players are in the right place. It's a 2v3. Shados is low. And Marv has been just so good backside. Put him under position. They're going to know where he is. There's now just one, but it is Chronicle. It's Crashies. We'll find it. Envy.
Stop the bleeding.
Yeah, they stopped the rot, right? Like, that's it. They've stopped the rot for now. Now, for Gambit, though, we saw how clean those rounds were, how quick those rounds were. So you know that the buy, the economy, it's not going to be too far away from them, I'm sure. But I want to keep looking at the likes of Ye. I want to keep my eyes on how he's performing here. Because it's going to be hard to predict an opposition who's super fluid, super just off, you know, maybe emotional calls, audio cues, whatever it is. They can kind of play this very fast and loose style, which can be hard to read into. And we saw him everywhere on the map before. So I want to see how his performance fares in that regard. But right now, he's doing incredibly well. But Redgar, that mid-swing, and Ye instantly challenged by Nats, but he outdoes him. That's the Ye you want to be seeing if you're an NV fan. Now a couple of tags do come through. The flash goes in. Redgar a little lower, but he's taken himself all towards B. FNS is backside. Comfy catch, and he'll take that every day of the week. As Gambit are hitting the PCC piece, but they are down to 3 players. They need that plant, and Defo's got the op here, keep in mind. He's going to switch up to it.
He's in a position potentially to find one over the top of this smoke. Well, yeah, she does spot. Yeah, we'll find it. Crashes will fall. Chronicle finds another as well.
Okay, good trade for Victor, but Shados was right there. 10 seconds for his next flash too. He'll have one to post it if they feel that pressure coming in. Seeker comes down, and they adjust towards long. It's been noted, though. They know what's going on here, and Shados just eats that. Defo finding Ye on the fallback for the defuse. It's coming in. They can't see it. FNS just holds it down, and there it is. Envy getting to double digits.
Again, it's such a weird conclusion. I mean, it's weird throughout that. Gambit are on C site when there's 1 minute 20 on the clock, and somebody falls on B, and it's so hard to keep up with what is going on here. But Gambit's still trying to employ just, I guess that just trying to be slippery, right? Trying to keep Envy. They don't want to allow Envy to set up to greet them on any side, but also they're moving fast enough where actually they're completely negating the rotation factor here on Haven, which again leads heavily in their favor.
I agree. Go again. Still a purchase found. Look at the buy on the way back.
Wait, is this a default from Gambit?
Nah. Nah. Nats will do something with that. No, it's looking defaulty. He's got 2 players hunting him down too. Keep in mind that Ye's in sewer, so if you see that in the kill feed, that's what's happened. But it is that
Redgar's on
Redgar's walked it. He just wait, and Ye repeaks. He repeaks on that. Defo's just found Victor. I don't know what is going on. I truly don't know. This is great from Gambit, but it's so out there. And Marv now in a 1v5. He's going, yeah, he finds Shados, but now position noted. Everything's, tickety-boo. Spike gets collected. It's over towards A. That's safe with Nats. He's not going to let it slip as Chronicle kills him on the way out.
I don't know what Envy do here. Honestly, it's
how do you adjust?
It's so unorthodox.
Oh yeah,
from
call
Gambit.
a tactical timeout. I really want to figure out what to do because Redgar's just walking B.
He's him and Defo have literally, and again, it's the only time where they've not run it down towards Garage or Redgar has literally been running in, double leering into Garage like every single round. This round, Defo and Redgar literally. they walk from double doors like grass
Yep.
up mid into B. There isn't a single peek from Envy whatsoever. So they're almost sitting back and thinking, actually, if they're just going to keep running at us, guys, wait to know where it is. You know, play retake.
Yep.
Be, you know, play
Sensible
connector, sit behind garage, whatever it is. So Crashes is like, okay, cool, I'm sitting back side.
Oh.
And they've walked in, literally
just
just
walked
walked in. Without a single member of Envy knowing anything.
And this is why I want to be imagine being a fly on the wall to hear this conversation with Envy, because this is going to be very hard for them to adjust. They look pretty, you know, in good spirits. I mean, it's a little bit of a crunch time because I think their buy is quite weak in this. I think they're coming in with like marshals, sheriffs. I don't know how deep they're going to buy into it, but it is going to be a lighter purchase. But it's the buy round off the back of it that's going to be the interesting one. And for me,
That's the breaker.
Exactly. And once again, that's when pressure starts to hit. We don't get to talk about pressure in these regards when it comes to Gambit because they're playing fast and loose. Anything here is a bonus, and just look at the run of these rounds.
Now we're stacked up. Now we're going to run it down onto C. Great anti-eco strat from Gambit, right?
Yeah.
FNS is there. He's got a classic and Tommy's on hand, but that's about it.
They've stacked
Envy are about to get proactive on A as well. By the
Well,
way,
they're maybe like,
so-
oh, we can maybe isolate Nats, we can maybe punish that solo player, maybe get a rifle away, take a bit of space. Probably not. And there it is. So you're going to hear instantly 2 pieces of utility invested. A thunderous amount of footsteps coming your way. There's that lid follow-up. Now, good bits of damage done en route, but he's only got a classic. So the site is there. Spike can go down pretty much unscathed. There will be a challenge, but Shados just puts him to bed.
3 members left for Envy. Yeah, actually, Victor going through mid, considering potentially flanking, but Nats is already going to outflank the flank. Coming deep into spawn now, and it becomes that safety net if they get weird again, but Crashes will fall now. And all but see, Victor will find one, but solo HP now.
One enemy remaining.
This is the team that looked like so good against like Sentinels. Yay! Still looking
What?
good. Excuse me, Yay. Got his ult, but it is against big boy Nat, and Yay's gonna get that to halfway. You know it is. Now, Nats, what are you gonna do about this though? Okay, that's the plan. Okay, forces him off, but the spam comes in. He goes right back out.
No way.
Yay! Yay! What can you do? The right click. Nats, he's just doing the dog.
What am I
He gets
watching?
the frag.
What am I watching? He's got the defuse, Lauren. Yay has just clutched that round.
That was what? Was that a 1v3 or 4?
That was 1v4.
Roll it back.
Last
Give me this.
player.
Okay, fair enough. You know, Defo's still fighting towards CT. The Chronicle?
Are you kidding me right now? What the hell was this? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. On the other side, they're just in pieces. You just absolutely fed a 1v4 in a grand final. Like, yeah, guess so. What? We go again.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
What's next?
And Victor, top of sewer, and this is all in, pretty much. Yeah, the team's come down, they confirmed it. There goes the ult as well. Defo's claimed yay, but Victor still stands. Now Crashes gets revealed here. Victor just sprays away because the Liz come out. Nats doubles down and it finds Victor. Spike goes in, they find Crashes. It's a clean side take. They answer back in kind. Oh yeah, well, we know that one of the players is quite good, but we're all doing pretty well right now. So try and do it again. 11 to 9 is going to be about to be 11 to 10. As these 2 players, they're keeping those rifles. They're backing away.
FNS and Marv want nothing to do with this at all.
It's just truly this wild animal. Gambit are playing completely untamed Valorant at the moment. We've seen, as I said, straight up takes towards C, this all-in A piece, those mad walk-up mids by Redgar. This is just no hold bar. This is all in. I cage trigger. I'm loving it. Let's go.
I mean, here again, after that round victory from MV, there'll be an opportunity to reset the economy. They will actually find FNS as well. So everything removed from MV. Gambit, bring it within 1 round. What's next? Let's spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Which side do we hit?
They look so good at this.
They look so good at running at a site. Who'd have thought? From what we saw on Bind, we saw on their attack, right?
How many times do we ask for it?
Who'd have thought?
Just that little switch up of pace. Oh, imagine if they play a little bit like this once in a while.
They're still reading from the overtime memo, which is actually every
right.
overtime attack round, let's rush. Let's rush the site.
They've still got that version of the script. Someone
Correct.
get them something new. Like, let them win a round so they can get a buy and then we'll absolutely destroy their economy again. That's a great plan. And a little bit of a default, but then Redguard's still walking up middle. They're still taking A long. And again, if they fell out this C stack, maybe Redguard's going to be able to punish these rotations so nastily if they keep working towards A. That is.
Smoke.
So yeah, Redguard's going to be behind this as well. Yay,
He's
actually
here again.
creeping. Is he giving one? No, Defo's going to find him this time around. Crash is down to 7 HP from that early engagement. Flash comes through, they line up, Shados will find 2. It's just the 7 HP of Crashies remaining. And would you look at that? It's going to be 11-4. What?
Remember this moment.
Yeah.
Remember this, because this is a one-off. It's a rarity. This is something that you play it 10 times over. I don't know what result you're going to get, but this is something so out of the ordinary that somehow Gambit have elevated themselves into a map that they just simply do not lean towards. They do not play that often. It is just not within that map pool. But right now we're at 11-11. Envy are stunned. They are stun locked here. They don't know what to do with this. The tactical timeout gave them nothing because once again Gambit just go, I'm going long. And Redguard has gone long. Now Victor tucked towards the corner and Crashes by his side. Chronicle going to be the one to show. Okay, both now noted. Victor does have both his flashes and seekers ready on this corner. Now he waits. First challenge, Redguard loses it. And now Crashes has to fall off this. There is a lean from Ye. He's come on over to try and help him out a little bit here because there's pressure, but they have only committed!
Defo! Oh
Where's
my
this
God.
man been the entire time? Defo is looking real nasty right now. Crashes pushes up, tries to get something back. It's only a 1-for-1 trade, it ain't enough. Look at Nats on the flank. It's all perfect. This is going to be 12 on the board. F&S. What can you do? Nothing! 12 for Gambit! Welcome to the absolute upside-down world of what we're seeing in this grand final. There was never a moment anyone would have said, yeah, Gambit, love a bit of this map. Big one for him. No way, compared to Envy?
This is literally choreographed chaos, like down to a T. I mean, what do you do against this? Even where like the first 10 seconds or so there, Gambit are still stacked up, right? But they're able then to dictate the pace of that execution. They get a slight overstep from Victor, and right there they punish immediately.
Look at the final buy they're coming in with here, potentially on map 2. We go again, and Gambit just roll in towards C. It's theirs as well. Completely clean. Execution doesn't look bad, but ain't no one to challenge it. It's all down to a retake. The purchase, a little light for F&S, but he's got his ult. Victor got his ult. Crashies ult. They've got so much to play with here.
So many components here. The lockdown going to be the first one. Defo nearly catches it. Actually, we'll find what? Crashies has fallen!
How has this happened? And now Redguard pushes CT! F&S and Ye are just out of their minds with no idea what to do. F&S fights back with Ye. It's a 2v3, but numbers still so favorable. How do they find that final hurdle? How do they get even on the spike? Ye did the unimaginable before, but it's going to be F&S to find Shados trade for Nats, and now it's just down to F&S in a 1v2. Nats claims it, and Gambit walk away winning the map. That was absolute unadulterated.